Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news today, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And after a hot weekend, boy, not much relief today either as we look down at the Columbia River and some haze out there in spots today. And that's from those fires in British Columbia. That haze will become more widespread over the next 24 to 36 hours. We'll talk about that in a second. But our weather this week, if you think it's hot today, just wait until tomorrow. We could be between 100 and 105 degrees for your Tuesday. And then some relief as we get into the end of the week. Lower 90s on Thursday. And we are talking mid to upper 80s as we get into Friday. And we'll have more weather info for you coming up a little bit later on. And now here are a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A 53-year-old man drowned in Lake Chelan early Saturday morning. A 50-year-old Everett man was killed and two others were injured after a four-vehicle collision Friday afternoon on Highway 2 near Coles Corner. North Cascade Highway was closed this morning to better enable firefighters to respond to a pair of wildfires. And Grant County, state and federal firefighters battled a pair of wildfires off Dodson Road outside of Freda on Saturday afternoon. But first, our top story tonight. Wenatchee police are investigating two deaths by gunshot in the same household. The victims are as yet unidentified. First responders were called to the home in the 500 block of Methow Street about 5:50 p.m. on Saturday. There, they found two people deceased from gunshot wounds, but said there appears to be no threat to the public. Chelan County Coroner Wayne Harris says the deaths are still under investigation and the identities of the victims would be released at a later time. A 53-year-old man drowned in Lake Chelan early Saturday morning. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office said the intoxicated man jumped into the lake about 4 a.m. near the Grandview on the Lake Hotel. When he didn't surface, the unidentified man's wife called 911. Rescue swimmers were quickly able to find the man, but efforts to retrieve him were unsuccessful. A 50-year-old Everett man was killed and two others were injured after a four-vehicle collision Friday afternoon on Highway 2 near Coles Corner. According to the Washington State Patrol, the unidentified driver of a 2002 Nissan Armada SUV was traveling westbound about 3:30 p.m. when his car struck a guardrail and then crossed over to the eastbound lane where it collided with a 2017 Honda Civic being driven by 63-year-old Rosemary Winslow, also of Everett. After the SUV came to a stop on the eastbound shoulder, the Civic was struck from behind by a third car, which in turn was struck from behind by a fourth vehicle. Winslow and the driver of the fourth auto, 27-year-old Tasha McComber of Tacoma, were transported to Cascade Medical Center with unknown injuries. Highway 2 was closed in both directions for nearly 7 hours. North Cascade Highway was closed this morning to better enable firefighters to respond to a pair of wildfires. There were partial closures of the highway yesterday that at times backed up traffic on the scenic highway. The Washington State Department of Transportation said it's uncertain when the highway will reopen, so travelers are advised to use Highway 2 Stevens Pass. The biggest of the fires that were reported Sunday was near Varden Creek, which is about 20 miles west of Winthrop. That fire had burned 75 acres of timberland by this morning. A nearby fire on Delancey Ridge had burned about 30 acres of grass, brush, and timber this morning. Grant County state and federal firefighters battled a pair of wildfires off Dodson Road outside of Freda on Saturday afternoon. Just before 11:40 a.m., Grant County Fire District 13 responded to a fire near the wastewater treatment plant that's located in the 13,000 block of Dodson Road. The fire district said crews then observed a second fire near Neva Lake Road. Crews were able to limit the wastewater treatment plant fire to about 20 acres. The Grant County Sheriff's Office closed Dodson Road as crews battled both fires. The fire at Neva Lake Road was on Bureau of Land Management property and brought in a strike team of federal and state firefighters who also assisted on the water treatment plant fire. The Neva Lake Road fire burned about 27 acres of grass and sagebrush in rocky terrain before being contained at about 8:35 Saturday night. In addition to Fire District 13, local crews from Grant County Fire District 5 and 3 assisted on both fires. A freight of firefighters credited teamwork among the agencies with protecting numerous homes in the area of those fires. Coming up next, a California man suspected of using bogus credit cards to steal about $16,000 from Wenatchee Valley ATMs is now in custody. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office is searching for a man they say stole a donation box from Bill's Gas in Chelan late last month. 6 known deaths in the local area have been caused by the June and July heat wave, and the Batterman Road fire is now officially contained. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Raising a family may have seemed overwhelming to your parents, but they weren't. Coach, teacher, life guide, caregiver. Family takes care of family. And as the circle of life continues, you now are their caregiver. It may seem overwhelming, but we're here to help you find the support services necessary so you can provide quality care to your elders.
Call Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington at 1-800-572-4459.
Your search for quality patio furniture with excellent customer service is over. Blue Lagoon is proud to offer only the finest outdoor furniture and accessories from some of the most renowned manufacturers in the industry. Our showroom showcases a large selection of in-stock furniture, fire pits, umbrellas, cushions, and outdoor accessories. Our in-house outdoor decor specialist is available to help you design and custom order the perfect furniture for your unique space.
My name is Catherine Thomas, and I'm running for the Wenatchee School Board. The school board should work for the parents of this community, and I want to bring the public back to the public schools. I'm a registered nurse, the wife of a medical professional, and the mother of a Wenatchee high school student. I'm running to bring common sense, courage, commitment, and compassion back to the public schools. Vote Catherine Thomas for the Wenatchee School Board.
Welcome back. In another news, a California man suspected of using bogus credit cards to steal about $16,000 from Wenatchee Valley ATMs is now in custody. 19-year-old Fabio Cicciu has been identified as the person in this photograph taken from a Cashmere Valley Bank cash machine in February of 2019. He was charged by warrant with first-degree theft plus 9 counts of identity theft for allegedly using information stolen by credit card skimmers to create fake bank cards and withdraw cash. He was finally arrested last month in Palencia, California. Wenatchee police say they worked with federal agencies to identify Cicciu from the photo and found him in a Homeland Security database. He is believed to be a Romanian national who entered the country illegal as a juvenile. He's charged with similar ATM crimes in Kitsap County. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office is searching for a man they say stole a donation box from Bill's Gas in Chelan late last month. Surveillance video appears to show the man shoving the box inside his jacket on June 29th. The sheriff's office said the box held money being raised to help a child and family in need. The suspect is described as about 6 feet 4 inches tall with large holes in his earlobes. Anyone with information is being asked to call 663-9911 and ask for Sergeant Chris Foreman. Well, the historic heat wave of late June and early July has claimed 6 known victims in north central Washington. The temperatures, which topped out at 114 degrees in Wenatchee on June 29th, contributed to the deaths of 1 person in Douglas County and 5 in Okanogan County. All died in homes which lacked air conditioning. So far, 91 people throughout Washington are believed to have perished from this year's record heat. All of north central Washington is now under a heat advisory which lasts through Wednesday. Well, the Batterman Road fire is officially contained. Fire crews headed by Northwest Incident Management Team 12 corralled the 14,000-acre blaze Friday night, closing off the last paths for the Douglas County fire to spread. The fire broke out on the 4th of July, started by unknown causes near Pangbourne Airport. Over the 9-day incident, firefighters were able to prevent any structure loss or harm to human life. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
I'm Jared Sessler, candidate for Congress. There's a crisis at our southern and northern borders, and it's being ignored by Washington, D.C. I will fight to secure our southern border and stop the out-of-control flow of drugs, crime, and human trafficking while pushing to open our northern border safely and securely. Go to jaredsessler.com to get involved and to donate. I'm Jared Sessler, your candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
What you're doing is ridiculous.
Well,
I mean, you might as well throw up a screen door to block the summer smoke.
sometimes it gets
When we
warm.
breathe in the wildfire smoke, we are ingesting hazardous chemicals such as acetic acid and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. A lot of bad stuff, okay?
Well, yeah, that's why we...
Cardboard ain't gonna cut it.
So...
Go to ChelanPUD.org/save today.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. In tonight's featured story, 3 unbuilt parcels of property owned by the same developer joined the city of Wenatchee last week. The Wenatchee City Council last week approved annexation of what's called the DJML property, about 8 acres on Horse Lake Road overlooking the Columbia, named after the LLC that bought it in 2020. Neighborhood and Community Services Coordinator Brooklyn Holton says the measure becomes effective 2 months from now.
There's a single owner of 3 parcels off of Horse Lake Road. They submitted their application in March. It was approved, and then the Resolution 2021 at the end of June was approved by Council to enter into the public hearing and adopt the ordinance. Because it's just one owner, we've had 100% value in terms of the signature, so the county has certified and provided all the documentation. After this process, there's a 60-day waiting period for the effectiveness of this ordinance so that agencies and anybody that has interest in the property is able to update their information, any billing or GIS or mapping applications. And then at that point, it would probably it'd go effective in September, and then there would just be a census completion at the end of that. There's no development on the property right now. It's vacant. And so I think the owners submitted that and we didn't get any, the value for that one wasn't high enough to bring anybody else in, so that's why we kept with that one owner. So tonight, you'd be approving Ordinance 2021-21 to essentially formalize the annexation process and bring them into the city after the 60-day effective period.
And for those watching at home, this is the 3rd time the council has seen this because we see it at the 10% and when we set the public hearing. So this is the 3rd time that we have seen the DJML LLC annexation.
Right.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend, and boy, it was a hot one. 97 Our official high both Saturday and yesterday with lows in the lower 70s. Yeah, well above normal for this time of year. And today, another one as we look down from our cross camera up on Wenatchee Heights at the beautiful Wenatchee Valley. And you can also see a little bit of that haze that developed over the foothills today. That will be our trend as we make our way through the evening hours with that smoke from the British Columbia wildfires slowly coming down our direction. And it could be a hazy day tomorrow too. We'll get to that in a second. But first, unofficially high temperature today. We blew past 97, 99 our unofficial high today, and that's 12 degrees above where we should be right now. Our normal high now is 87 degrees, 61 is our normal low, and we started off this morning warm at 71 degrees. Record high came fairly close to it today. It was set back in 2002, 104 degrees. Our record low, 1997, when it was 48. Sunrise, 5:17 this morning, and sun sets tonight at 8:56. Let's take a peek at now how your Tuesday weather will shape up, and I'll tell you what, even hotter as we get into our Tuesday. We will see more widespread haze tomorrow, so we may not get to these temperatures. It's going to be hot though. 102 possibly in Moses Lake and Ephrata, 101 in Quincy and Wenatchee, also Eniat, 102 in Chelan, and 104 for you folks. High temperature tomorrow up in Omak. As we take a look at our surface loop, high pressure is still our weather driver. This has been there for about a month or so, but it's this area of high pressure down in the desert southwest that's kicking up all of that warm air, and we will continue to see that. We mentioned it earlier, expect hazy conditions tonight and into Tuesday, although it's going to be hot tomorrow with highs, as I just showed you, between 100 and 105, and that's all over central and eastern Washington. And then things begin to moderate, but not so much on Wednesday. We'll see breezy conditions develop right here in north central Washington. You can see those isobars very tightly packed. High pressure here, low pressure here. That's going to kick up those winds for us on Wednesday. For Thursday, still a little bit breezy. Lots of sunshine though. And that will be the start. We're going to call it a mini cooling trend because it's not going to last all that long. Lower 90s for highs on Thursday. The real cool day, will be by the end of the week on Friday. We will cool down with temperatures. Can you believe it? Back to normal, and after 25 to 30 days of 90-plus weather, that could be our first day where we do get into the 80-degree range. Saturday, more of the same. Sunny, a little bit warmer, but temperatures, I think, on Saturday will still stay in the upper 80s, so not sweltering heat as we get into Saturday, but high pressure builds back in on Sunday, and we will see another warming trend. And you can see the top of this ridge right here. That'll bump our temperatures by Sunday into the lower and middle 90s. Let's take a look now at your 7-day forecast. 71 our overnight low tonight, 101 possibly tomorrow, but don't forget that haze, and I think let's see that widespread around north central Washington. 97 for Wednesday, and then our cool days. Can you call 92 cool? I guess you can after what we've seen. 87 on Friday, 89 Saturday. And then back to the warm stuff on Sunday with a high then of 93. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. Thanks to Dan for filling in last week and for Grant doing some baseball on Friday. The wife and I had a great anniversary trip over to the coast. Well, the Mariners head into the All-Star break on a losing note after falling to the Angels Sunday at T-Mobile Park. 7-1 the final. Things look good early for Seattle in the bottom of the first inning as they got runners on second and third with nobody out for Ty France.
This appears to be plenty deep. Lagares in deep center field makes the catch. Crawford comes home standing, and it's a sacrifice fly for Ty France. And the Mariners are on front. 3 batters into the first inning, 1-0. And he leaves it in the middle of the plate, almost middle in. And Ty France knows exactly what to do with that. Runners at second and third, nobody out. He's looking for a ball he can get to the outfield in the air. And able to pick up the sac fly and the early lead for the Mariners.
Angels would tie the game with David Fletcher's second home run of the season and the series in the top of the third.
Play Fletch the other way, especially in the outfield.
First pitch to Fletch here is sent out to deep left field. Bowers looking up, and it's gone! Streak's alive! Another homer for Fletch!
Boy, Fletch loving that coffee up there in Seattle. There's a lot of coffee shops at Fletch with the energy. 2 well-hit baseballs. This one gets out for Fletch. 24 games in a row. Second home run of the series. The changeup, and he covers it out left center for Fletch. It's short through the baseball. Bowers going back, looks up and saying, you know what, that's a tie ball game. Fletch lives, tying it up 1-1.
Fletcher loves playing the Mariners in Seattle and would drive in 2 more runs in the 5th to give Los Angeles the lead.
1-1. That's whacked into right field. A base hit for Fletch that should score them both. Ward across the plate. Lagares scores, and David Fletcher cashes in again.
I'm telling you, Matt, he needs a license plate with the I Heart RISP. He loves runners in scoring position. And Fletch, this is a pretty good pitch, but not against Fletch. Look at the location of this pitch. Up about shoulder height, this short with the baseball. He homers to left center. 2 RBI single to right field for Fletch. Just an amazing, amazing player.
Well, for the first time this weekend, the Angels cracked through against the stingy Seattle bullpen.
Johan Ramirez gave up that 2-run single to Fletcher and would wound up taking the loss. Manager Scott Service says Sunday's loss shouldn't be overshadowing what Seattle was able to do the first half of the season.
Story today really just didn't get enough offense going, but I don't want it to overshadow a lot of the really positive things that we have done here over the first few months of this season. And we've put ourselves in a position to play really meaningful games, I think, once we get back from the break leading into the trade deadline and see what August and September has in store for us. So our guys need a blow. They've really busted it. Can't say enough about this group and how they bring the energy every day. It's been a lot of fun to watch. And like I said, the 4 days off will be well taken by all of our guys.
Mariners headed to the All-Star break with a 48-43 record, good enough for 3rd in the American League West and 3.5 games back in the wild card race. Well, as Seattle wrapped up the first half of the season as their young catching prospect, Cal Raleigh, made his Major League debut Sunday, the Mariners were drafting another catcher in the first round of the MLB draft.
With the 12th pick of the 2021 MLB draft, the Seattle Mariners select Harry Ford, a catcher from North Cobb High School, Ackworth, Georgia.
I can play anywhere. I've always, tried to keep pride in that and keep working on my other skills because I don't want to be a guy that gets stuck at a position and can't move around because I'm just trying to, bring as many assets to the table as possible.
And I don't want to say it was surprising to us, but probably surprising to a lot of people in the industry, us taking a high school player as high as we did. But we're extremely excited about Harry Ford, high school catcher, very unique player skill set wise. He is a catcher, but at the end of the day, when you look at his skill set, has a true 5-tool player.
Ford is the highest drafted catcher for the Mariners since Mike Zunino was taken with the 3rd overall pick back in 2012. Well, another American League West action, Houston continues to lead the division heading into the All-Star break. After a walk-off win against the Yankees Sunday, Jose Altuve's 3-run home run in the bottom of the 9th capped a 6-run rally for the Astros to snap a 3-game losing streak. Chris Bassett won his 10th game of the season Sunday for Oakland, pitching 7 innings, a 1-run ball, and the A's 4-1 win over Texas. Matt Olson hit 2 of Oakland's 4 solo home runs in the game. Heading into the break, Houston's lead is 3.5 games over Oakland. Seattle is 2 in front of Los Angeles for 3rd, while the Rangers are 19.5 games back at 35 and 55. Well, the Apple Sox got off to a hot start Sunday in the series finale against Corvallis, leading at 1.6-1, but the Knights came all the way back for a 7-6 win to complete the weekend sweep of Wenatchee. Tino Bethencourt got things going for the Apple Sox. The bottom of the second on a scoreless game, his 4th homer of the season. But as we hear from the voice of the Apple Sox, Joel Norman, Wenatchee not able to hold on for the victory.
Well, the Wenatchee Apple Sox got off to a great start in Sunday's ball game against the Corvallis Knights as they took a 6-1 lead into the 6th inning. Everything was going Wenatchee's way. Cam Liss had struck out 8 in 5 shutout innings and had only allowed 1 unearned run in that time. Tino Bethencourt got the fun started in a 4-run 3rd inning of play in which he homered a 2-run shot for his team-leading 4th bomb of the season. But things kind of went downhill from there on out as Corvallis would score 2 runs in the 6th inning and then a 3-run shot from Nick Vogt in the top of the 7th tied it up, and then the Knights would score the go-ahead and eventual game-winning run in the 9th inning. A bunt single put down and then a Baltimore chop after a throwing error drove in that go-ahead run for Corvallis. Wenatchee had a golden opportunity to tie or win the ball game. In fact, in the bottom of the 9th inning, as they would load up the bases with 1 out, but back-to-back strikeouts by John Newman and Justin Simpson ended the ball game and secured a series sweep for the Corvallis Knights. The Apple Sox have Monday off, and then they head to Bellingham for a pivotal series starting at 6:35 on Tuesday against the Bells. And with your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Thank you much, Joel. Michael O'Hara went 3 for 5 at the plate for Wenatchee, scoring a run and driving in a run. Wenatchee in Bellingham starting tomorrow. Other West Coast League action on Sunday. John Peck and Will Chambers each hit homers, and Ridgefield's win over Cowlitz 5-2. Ivan Luna and Matt Jew each had 2-run singles, and Portland 6-run 7th to lead the Pickles to an 8-1 win at Walla Walla. Chaz Meyer's RBI single in the bottom of the 8th broke a 3-3 tie, helped Yakima Valley beat Bellingham 4-3. Black Dickman also had a 3-run home run for the Pippins, who improved to a division best 17-10. Port Angeles' Javi Espinoza 3 for 5. Carson Crawford a solo home run. Lefties beat the Redmond Dukes 7-2. Yakima Valley and Corvallis were the first half winners of the North and South in the West Coast League. Last weekend's games kick off the second half. Wenatchee already 3 games back. Entire league has a day off today. Coming up tomorrow, Wenatchee's at Bellingham. Ridgefield hosts Port Angeles. Corvallis hosts a non-league game against the Driveline Entitlers. Bend also plays out of the league at home against Medford. Highline visits Yakima Valley. And at 7:05 tomorrow night, Portland entertains Walla Walla. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric, and welcome back. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. Tomorrow, Tuesday, for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, we endeavor to visit with the friends of the Wenatchee Apple Sox once a week. This week in Apple Sox baseball. And not only will Storm and Joel Norman be my guests, but also Chase Grillo, an Apple Sox player and a Gonzaga baseball player to boot. So Chase and Joel will be my guests tomorrow. Plus, we'll have that very warm weather forecast and everything else you need to get your Tuesday going. It's the dog days of summer. You might as well start it out with a smile. And if that doesn't work, you can watch this show. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
you have a fun or interesting video you'd like to see featured here on the NCW Life channel? It's easy. All you have to do is send us an email at newsphotos@ncwlife.com.